What is up, guys? John the Retro Bro back again. Do you even Super Mario Brothers 3 versus Super Mario World? The debate is over because I'm weighing in. Guys, I grew up playing Super Mario Brothers 3. I never owned a Super Nintendo. And I always wanted to play Super Mario World, and there's this great debate that's going on. Which one's better, Super Mario Brothers 3 or Super Mario World? So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do a full playthrough. I'm going to stream it, and then after the stream, I'm going to tell you guys which one I think is better. So let's talk, guys. Which one's better, Super Mario Brothers 3 or Super Mario World? Alright, guys, do you even Super Mario World? Do you even Super Mario Brothers 3? We are here to talk the great debate. So obviously, which one's better? We're going to talk about it. I just finalized my full stream playthrough of Super Mario World. I'd never beaten the game before. I wanted to weigh in. So I'm going to take each game. We're going to judge them on four characteristics. Because when you say one game is better than the other, you have to have a reason to say that. Okay. One game has to have advantages in areas over another game. You can't just say one game is better than another game because that's my opinion. No, we're about factual evidence on the Retro Bros channel here. So, bro, do you even factual evidence? Let's talk about the four categories. We're going to go graphics, we're going to go gameplay, we're going to go replayability, and we're going to go level design. So let's talk graphics for a minute, guys. Graphics are was a little tough at first when I started to think about this because obviously the better graphics is going to be on Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. It's a 16-bit console versus an 8-bit console. But let's talk graphics in respect to the console that the game came out on. Now, although Super Mario World might have had better graphics than Super Mario Bros. 3 when held side by side, Super Mario World did not push the Super Nintendo like the Nintendo was pushed by Super Mario Bros. 3. So when you first played Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Nintendo, there was that, oh my gosh, this game looks amazing. There wasn't really any other games, and there still isn't, that look as good as Super Mario Bros. 3's does on the Nintendo. I mean, it was a game that you looked at, the levels were crazy, they had depth, they did a lot of new things, so many different changes. I mean, it just looked like an awesome game. It was like the best looking graphics game today. It was kind of how Super Mario Bros. 3's was for the Nintendo. Super Mario World, on the other hand, while it was a good looking game, I don't think it had that wow factor. There's a lot of games on the Super Nintendo that look much better than Super Mario World. You look at Super Mario RPG, I think even Donkey Kong looks better. Star Fox looks better. There's a lot of games on there that really push the Super Nintendo, not like Super Mario World does. So, gotta go edge graphic-wise, bro. Super Mario Bros. 3 goes way better graphics, I have to say, due to its respective console. Okay. So that's one edge for Super Mario Bros. 3. Alright, so let's talk replayability, guys, because when you play a game, it's got to have a reason for you to go back to. Now, as much as I love Super Mario Bros. 3, I feel like when you beat that game, there's really not much to go back to. You sat down for a few hours, you played it, you went through all the, even if you didn't warp, you went through all the levels. Maybe you skipped like a couple mushroom huts here and there. But you felt like you were done when you beat that game. Now, Super Mario World, on the other hand, because there's so many different options, different exits of different levels, which we'll talk about here in a moment, and things you might potentially miss, I feel like there's more reason to go back and play Super Mario World. So when I beat the game, I was like, I kind of want to go back and see what I missed. I want to check out the star levels. I want to check out the additional exits, the secret exits that I missed. I want to see what else this game has to offer, because what you have on the surface is not just there. There's so much more to it, and I felt that gave it more of an adventure feel. So as far as replayability, guys, Super Mario World, hands down, without a doubt. Bro, do you even replay? Alright, guys, so that brings us to like gameplay and mechanics. Now, gameplay and mechanics on Super Mario Bros. 3 was really basic for, or really I wouldn't say basic, is really good for only using 2 buttons plus a directional pad. There's a lot to do with Super Mario Brothers 3. There's a lot to do in there, from the different suits, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And then just how mechanically sound you don't feel yourself like frustrated because maybe you missed a jump at the wrong point. It was really on point, I guess I would say. It was really accurate. There wasn't too many areas where there wasn't a platforming issue where you might have like, oh, I hit jump but I didn't jump. Super Mario World, on the other hand, like I feel like there's a few of those moments in that game to where there might have been. Now I played it on emulation, full disclosure, so maybe there was like an input lag or my PC glitched out or something. So I'll almost err on the side of caution and say I'll give Super Mario World that maybe that wasn't the problem, but there are some moments in the game where I feel like, for example, you go up a pipe and then you're shot out of a pipe like a cannon, but what the game doesn't tell you is you have to hold over and press B or press run in order to get the speed to hit the turtle and then jump on the next platform. The game doesn't tell you that. So you automatically, as the person playing, just assume, well, if I'm being launched out of a cannon, the game's going to put me where I need to go without having to do extra stuff. I think the mechanics for the raccoon tail are better than the mechanics for the cape. Obviously, there are more options for the cape. I think there was just, because it was the first time using that, I think it could have been a little bit better. So, guys, mechanically and gameplay, I gotta go Super Mario Brothers 3, guys. This is not looking good. This is not looking good for Super Mario World. So, let's talk the final category, and we're either going to tie here, or we're going to have to go to. We're either going to tie, or one Super Mario Brothers 3 is going to win. So let's talk about it, guys. The biggest thing here, and the most important, is I think gameplay, or I'm sorry, not gameplay, but level design. Level design and uniqueness of the game. So Super Mario Brothers 3 was really cool. You had the first time they utilized an overworld, and you had a menu system. And not only that, but the uniqueness of the overworlds was something I don't think Super Mario World had, unfortunately, because the uniqueness of each new world in Super Mario Bros. 3 felt different. I remember going like to level 5 or through level 6 and 7, and they're so different from like the first level from Greenland, or I think it was called, or Grassland. And then when you get to level 8 and there's like a throwback level, you're like, oh man, this feels like level 1. Like you're like, remember this, bro? Do you even level 1? This feels like level 1, and you're on level 8. What is going on here? So like Super Mario Brothers 3 had that. And again, like I said, the menu system, it added a special element to the game to where you could almost strategize certain ways of doing things. Super Mario World, guys, I don't know why they took that added element of a menu system out of it. I mean, you would think they would expand on that. And not only that, but like Super Mario World's overworld and levels almost felt repetitive. I didn't know whether I was in World 1 or World 6 or World 7. I'm like, I got to one point, I'm like, I'm in the Forest of Illusion. I'm like, I had no idea how far I was in this game. I didn't realize I was almost done with the game. Now, level 8, World 8 is totally different. I love how different that was. I wish the whole game would have been like that in Super Mario World. Because level 8 was like, okay, this feels like I'm about to go get Koopa now. Why didn't they add that variance to each world that you're in for Super Mario? For each world, I didn't understand why they didn't do that. So that was like crazy to me. And as far as like individual level design, now of course there's only so much you can do, but I felt like, number one, the ghost houses. The ghost houses were really cool. It was almost like a spooky feeling, so I really liked the ghost houses. I thought those were a lot of fun. The different mazes and twists. So I like that, but at the same time, and I like the castles. Of course, the castles were different, but I feel like everything in between that was really just sort of repetitive. Maybe they'd throw in some water here, maybe they'd throw in some ice here and there, but it wasn't like full-blown new levels. Like I was like, I kind of just feel like I'm playing the same level with like different platforming options. So Super Mario Brothers 3 though, you had more uniqueness again. You know, if you were in Water World, you played a lot of water levels, desert, you know, the big land where you fought all the big guys. So like, there's so much more uniqueness to Super Mario Brothers 3. And I did want to add, before I give my final verdict, I did want to add one thing. I do want to talk about how each game, like which game was more important for the Mario franchise, and like how Nintendo progressed with the way they made Mario games now. I do think Super Mario World has more of a long-lasting impact on Super Mario today, because there's a lot of things in Super Mario World that they put there for the first time. Yoshi, certain things in the castles, like how you climb the gates in that, the Starland, stuff like that. So I think there's things there for the first time that we continue to get. I think Super Mario Brothers 3, while it was a great game, just doesn't have that. But guys, which one is the better game? You heard it. You've been watching the video. It's Super Mario Brothers 3. Guys, it wins in almost every category. It really does. And now, look, I love them both. And I understand how a lot of, oh, well, I think this is the better game. But guys, we talked facts. We talked statistics. Super Mario Brothers 3 is the better game. Do you even Super Mario Brothers 3? I understand the love for Super Mario World. I want to go back and play it some more, actually, and find out some levels I missed. But guys, mechanically, graphics, and design and uniqueness, I mean, the only thing Super Mario World wins in is the replayability factor. That's it. So I understand why people like to go back and play it so much. But it's a good game. It's a good game. I love it. But my final verdict is Super Mario Brothers 3 all the way. I'm Team Super Mario Brothers 3. The bro has weighed in. Bro, do you even Super Mario 3 on the NES? Greater sign, whatever. So I want to hear your opinions. Comment below. Make a response video. Tell me I'm wrong. Although, we'll see how that goes. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for following the stream. If you want to catch the stream that I did, check it out. All 3 parts are uploaded on the channel. Until next time, do you even retro, bro?